Live. You live?
Are we going? Are we ready?
Yeah, these are going. Which one? That one.
You are now live.
You move that up a little bit, mate.
Which way?
Oh, angle that round. Like that. There we go.
I'm going to be in that one because there's a light behind my head. One person's joined this one.
I don't know which one's which. Look.
2 people.
Oh, Cody's on there. Hey, Cody. That's my son.
3 people, 4 people. Oh, Twitter's winning at the moment.
Twitter's winning. YouTube 2, 3. All right.
7 on to 7.
You're actually broadcasting at this point, people are listening to you.
I know, it's great, isn't it? Yeah, 10 people.
Will we just let people join? What's the time now? Is it 7 o'clock?
It is 2 minutes past 7.
That's not
There we
bad
are.
timing.
I wonder if people can hear us. Hurrah!
Oh, yeah.
Hooray! It's the
Can
first
you hear me all right,
thing.
Code?
And on Twitter, can you give me a message if you can hear us on Twitter? Hear me, see me, Jeff, that's Jeff. We've also got some guests today. I'm going to turn mine around. It's easy. So over here we have
Alistair can hear us on
Hello.
YouTube, so YouTube's good.
and we have Roxy.
Jess, Cody, can you hear us all right on Instagram?
We can hear you. Lovely.
They can. That's fine.
Someone's taking a photo.
We are multi-streaming. But this is
3 different devices.
yeah.
I don't know where to look.
Look at me. Into my eyes. No, around my eyes. Into my eyes.
So, there we go.
Rangers Cafe Bar in Dublin. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Notice that we're not drinking Guinness. We're in Dublin.
The live studio
Cheers.
audience.
Cheers.
Whew. There we go.
Well, will the technology hang up? Is it?
Well, we got redundancy, right?
Yeah.
Multiple parallel experiments. So we will see which one works best, which one gets the most interaction, and which one, if any, or all, we continue.
Carry on talking.
So yeah, right. So where are we? Rangers Cafe and Bar, which is just off the main drag,
Lovely light.
near the I look like an angel now. Near the Liffey, the River Liffey. Is it Liffey or Leafy? Liffey. And just finished work. I've got you Appleman cider. Have you ever heard of that? What's it like?
Appleman cider.
The one that Paul wanted was not.
It's a bit, if I'm honest, it's a bit tasty.
To be fair, he was surprised when I asked for it, but the choice was between that and Bulmers, and you had Bulmers yesterday.
It's just a bit, it just tastes a bit like fizzy squash. It's not really
That's what
very
I've got,
happy. Yeah, but it's probably not sweet enough for me.
I've got Hop On, like Hop On from a local brewery. Hope.
Good.
Right, you know. Light, citrusy, hoppy, cold. After a nice run up and down the Liffey, I've been for a run up and down the Liffey. You know, exercise at
1.8 miles.
Yeah, nearly died.
You didn't. Well, you were
You did.
dodging traffic.
Cool. All right, and our audience are drinking Guinness as they should be. In Dublin, when in Rome.
Live audience of 2, and on Twitter we have 6 people listening.
YouTube 5, and
Live studio audience.
2, 3. I can't see. I can't see.
We're up to 7. We've got some likes.
Brilliant.
That's good. Agilify UK.
Is that one? Working?
That's recording, but it's not linked up to anything. But it's quite a high def recording, so we'll use that for the actual video. Yeah. Different angle. Okay, cool. So, what are we talking about? Who's got a topic? First one for a topic. Kick us off.
Any questions? Ask us anything. Almost anything. We just sit here.
Have a drink.
We can say what we're doing today, why we're in Dublin.
Go on then.
People don't know that.
I'll keep an eye out for the questions.
So we're in Dublin for the next, until tomorrow. We're running an advanced Scrum Master class.
Some of the best Scrum Masters in Dublin.
Yeah, they're very good actually. We've got to be careful, there's 2 of them are here. So,
And they're not from Dublin.
no, but they're very good and they're worthy like worthy of their place in the course. Very good. So no, we're just finished day 1, and day 2 tomorrow. So yeah, we're halfway through the in-person part of the course.
Right.
And, is it fair to say it's good? You enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
Good. There we go.
It's been really interesting so far, absolutely. Some good learning today.
There you go. You heard it first. So we've got some questions coming in. We'll
Yeah, I saw one around product owner.
What was that one?
Alistair's being Brexit. He wants Brexit.
no, don't do that.
But
Green Island.
But not about Brexit. He just wants to know if your team is split almost 50-50, how do you reconcile it? But Fee said, how do you deal with a product owner that doesn't listen?
Okay.
You know what I'm going to say first of all? Extreme language. I'm
Absolutely don't like absolute.
I'm sure that product owner does listen sometimes. What do they listen to? When are they listening well? And why should they listen to you? Would be my starting point. What's your thought?
I'd be interested to. Obviously, it's very difficult without.
Give us a bit more context, Fee, while we
doesn't
remain.
listen to what we're trying to get across.
Who are they not listening to? About what?
I don't know. We're doing some listening today, weren't we? It's the
Some
last
of us
last day we finished. But listening is kind of like for me, it's kind of a muscle you have to exercise regularly.
Yeah, it's easy to feel like you're listening.
Some Neil Malarkey said to me, some people don't listen; they just reload. The idea of I'm just waiting for a gap
Yeah.
until then I want to fire my next response.
So for everybody else's benefit, Fee is adding a little bit more context. So she said that I presume she's saying that the product owner is not owning the backlog, which is an interesting statement, right? So why wouldn't a product owner want to own the backlog? They don't believe in the product, or they don't.
Maybe they don't think they have overall responsibility for it.
Or they're worried about the consequences of this product failing.
Yeah.
It could also be too many stakeholders and they don't want to upset people. They don't want to prioritise across people. So I would say there is usually either a lack of belief or a fear associated with that lack of ownership, and I'd be interested in what they were worried about. Would be my first call. So
It's an interesting phrase. It doesn't want to listen.
doesn't want to own the backlog.
No, but the first one was about listening. Doesn't listen. Doesn't want to own the backlog. I don't believe in answers. Your family.
My wife and my son are now watching.
That's 2 of our listeners.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see if I say anything bad. See if I swear on camera. You note it down. Do you think, if you had to guess, do you think there is anything they might be fearful of?
And also, we don't know this conflict. Taking it completely from a neutral point of view, you don't know anything about. Could there be anything else going on, like a lack of respect? Is it harder to listen if you don't have respect or rapport?
Yeah. From who's talking? You don't have respect for who's talking.
Yes.
Yeah. And that would be another thing. So the extreme language thing, as well as they never listen. There will be sometimes when they do listen, and there will be some situations where they listen better than others. Their needs, so it's maybe fear of being overwhelmed. Also, there will be some people that they're more opening to listening to than others. And so we had a session today about sort of influence, stakeholder mapping and influencing, and change agency. And as a Scrum Master, you might want to influence somebody, or as a member of the development team, you might want to influence somebody, or as a product owner, you might want to influence somebody. And it may well be that you're just not the right person to influence whoever it is you're looking to influence at that point in time. And all right, that might hurt your ego a little bit, but what's the overall aim here? Is it to get the result that you're looking for that's good for the product, that's good for the company, or is it to feel like you have successfully influenced that person yourself? Now, for what it's worth, I find it's much easier for someone other than me to influence people than me. And so connecting the people that need to have that conversation is usually a much more effective strategy for me than trying to directly influence a party myself.
And what Ollie used to say, you're never a prophet in your own land.
Yeah.
So if you're too close to getting close to the problem. It could be someone says exactly the same thing, using exactly the same language, but that person might listen that little bit more because it's a different perspective. There's no baggage. There's no connection.
We had often people say, so now we are effectively external. We're always external parties. Yeah. So we're brought into organisations rather than an employee of that organisation. And often people will say to us, "Oh, it's all right because they'll listen to you because you're from outside." They don't listen to us because I'm more junior or I haven't seen it from. I don't have that respect that comes from having worked outside in other organisations, other industries. And that you never a profit in your own land thing kind of applies to that. But equally, we've worked lots of organisations, and even in our state, I've seen lots of situations where people will say to me, "Yeah, I can see what you're saying there, Jeff, but you don't know how things work here. You're not from around here. You're not one of us. You don't know how things, what it's like here. And so, because I'm an outsider, I have less respect."
Yeah.
And I think that's a contextual thing. I don't think that's a one person or a one organisation thing. So assessing the situation is an important part of that, and who's likely to have most impact in having that conversation. But I focused on fear, and the other side of that equation there is reward. So what do they have to gain from owning that backlog? And maybe they're not aware of an upside to it. Maybe all they can see is the downside. But if there was some clear, tangible upside to taking a greater ownership, and if it was easier for them and less scary for them to do so, then maybe it would be a no-brainer. It would be another place. All right, we'll indulge Alice then. We'll indulge Alice this question. So if I remember rightly, Alice, correct me if I'm wrong. What do you do if 48% of the team think one thing and 52% of the team think another? What do you do?
What around moving forward?
Well, a decision.
Why is that even a problem?
Well, there's.
You don't have to be always being agreed.
Well, no, but they've got to make a decision, right? And so he's deliberately put that forward because of the situation, right?
I know.
And so you've got 48% of the population who've been outvoted, and they're unhappy with that.
I don't want us to go political.
No. But majority generally leads to unhappiness.
Yeah.
Because those people that are on the losing side, they don't feel like they haven't got anything else to do.
No. And then, so in most agile exercises, techniques, there isn't a majority. It's much more around consensus. It's not around the majority ruling, is it?
Well, that's what we were sort of brought up to try and facilitate when we were taught Scrum, and when we started working with Scrum. That was the kind of don't aim for majority, try and aim for consensus.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, consensus, I would say, is a better. If you can get to consensus, it takes longer.
Yes.
Than get into a majority. But in a consensus result, everybody has been heard and is prepared to accept it. Now, I would argue that there are many situations, and the one that Alistair was abstractly referring to is one where consensus might have been impossible.
Oh yeah, with too many people.
Exactly.
Surely
It's not
consensus is only possible with
in a team,
yes.
not a group.
Yeah.
And so there's an element of, well, what working practices are you signing up to be part of that community?
Yeah.
And so we did a little bit this morning on team identities, team charters, team working agreements. And when agreeing to be part of that team, and I stress that because we believe it should be an opt-in choice, right? It shouldn't be forced to be part of a team. But if you're opting in and agreeing to be part of that team, then you are agreeing to abide by the working agreements of that team, which hopefully you will be part of creating. Yeah. And one of those working agreements will be around how do we make decisions in this team. Yeah. And some great teams, I know a lot of great teams that will actually have majority as their decision making.
But I think it can work for relatively minor decisions, can't it? Like, should we go to this place or this place for lunch today?
Yeah.
else, because the
You'd still have
the
resentment.
impact of this decision is not, isn't it?
You'd still have resentment, and you'd still have
Yeah, of
people
course, but
potentially
it's not going to be long
checking
lived.
out.
It's less risky in a team
It
environment.
probably won't break the team up. Well, one of the things that we did one of our listeners there just offered a suggestion, which is invite the two sides to kind of live the opposite argument for a period of time, and then come back the next day to see if their opinions have changed. And what we've experimented with another couple of groups of Scrum Masters is we've got them to have what you might call a high school debate. So you literally get and if you've ever done a debating at school, I loved it. I think lots of kids should do that. But having to make an argument for the thing that you generally don't believe in, I think is something that everybody should do on a semi-regular basis. Empathise with the other side of the argument rather than just concrete your view. And so we force people, as much as we can. We set an exercise up where people have to argue for something that they don't believe in.
Well, we've said about this today at lunchtime. I was talking to Wayne about this, but it's completely arbitrary, just depending on where your seat is in the room.
Yeah.
Might determine which side of the argument you land on.
Yeah.
And it might be completely different to how where you want to be in that argument.
Yeah. But that building of empathy for the other side. I made a very flippant comment today. I think I might have mentioned this on the podcast before. And I might say a rude word to children.
Children, close your ears.
But the idea. Cheers, Steve. She's off to yoga. What was I saying? To be a good member of a team, you only really have to do two things, really, when it comes down to it. And that is assume that your teammates are acting with good intentions, and don't be a dick. And if everyone on the team can just abide by those two things, teams work well. And this idea of being able to argue constructively and listen. Dan Pink had a phrase that I really, really liked, which was argue as if you're right and listen as if you're wrong. I really like that. Put your point of view forward passionately, but then listen as if you must be missing something. And I think then you get a really rich, well-rounded team view.
But also there's a theory as well about really good, mature, strong, high-performing teams will actually still move ahead, even if they're in disagreement. Even if I disagree with that, but I'm still willing to go to try it out. Also, I think it's wrong, but I'm still willing to work it out.
The easiest way to make that easier is to make a decision reversible. Or at least mitigatable, if that's a word. So that's quite difficult in some circumstances. But there are very few decisions that are completely irreversible. And so the best teams that I've seen and been part of, it's not so much making a decision as experimenting. Can we actually test different ideas or create some simulations to see which ones actually feel good and give us good results, and then work on the empirical data rather than objective hypotheses, subjective hypotheses. Now, whether simulating models is worth it, because it takes time and effort, and sometimes money, but.
I have a question.
Did we?
What's your this is from Stephen. What's your go-to question? What's your go-to coaching question or stress tool for someone with anxiety? Nominate Jeff.
Did he say?
No, I said.
Okay.
Go on,
Anxiety.
I don't.
You don't get it.
No, I just don't feel I'm qualified to answer.
Okay. Well, one of the techniques that we're going to look at tomorrow, actually, I know Fee's gone to yoga, but this is something she could use potentially, is fear setting. So fear setting, which is something that Paul and I originally heard from Tim Ferriss on his TED Talk, but then we iterated on it.
Quite a dark TED Talk, isn't it?
Be wary. There's a white IPA up there, so in the middle of the street.
White IPA?
Yeah, something like that. Try that. See if they've done.
You didn't sound like you enjoyed that one.
If they've got one on tap, but I don't know if it's
Cider on tap, yeah.
So Tim Ferriss, be careful when you watch it if you are a little sensitive. The fear setting thing works like this. You try and lay out. First of all, you name what it is you're considering. Maybe it's giving a talk, right? Giving a talk at a meetup group or something, and you don't like public speaking. And you list all the things that you think might go wrong or might be negative results of doing it. And then for each of those potential negative results, do look at them from 3 different perspectives. So maybe you think you'll forget your words. Right? You forget what you're going to talk about. You'll freeze, you'll dry up, you stand there looking like an idiot, not with anything to say. The first thing you look at to try and reduce that fear is, well, how could I reduce the chances of it actually happening? What could I do? So you might rehearse. You could have some notes on some cards in your back pocket, or an auto cue. And that would reduce the chances of it happening, or reduce the scope of it happening. And the second thing you do then is to assume that it does happen. Right, so you're on stage and you forget what you're going to say and you don't know what to do next. What could you do to repair the situation? So how could you recover from it? Have a recovery set. And that could be on the laptop. You could just go in, open up your presentation, call 5 minutes, give them a question to discuss for 5 minutes where you gather your thoughts, little sort of strategies like that. In acting, you'd have someone in the front row where you'd say, lying, wouldn't you? That kind of thing. You'd get that one. So you could reduce the chances of it, repair it if it does happen, and then the third thing is to reframe it. And this is where we sort of
We'll take credit.
Where we tweaked Tim Ferriss's original. I think, well, can you look at that from another perspective? And the 2 perspectives we generally encourage to bear in mind there are, statistically, what are the chances of that actually happening? Right? Try and get some data on it, either your data or industry data, and look at the actual facts. And the other perspective, from a reframing perspective, is, could that be a good thing? Which on the face of it sounds crazy, right? The idea of you standing on stage and not knowing what to say, how could that ever be a good thing, right?
But the good thing is you become human to the audience. You become vulnerable and you gain rapport with the audience. That's why it is the positive thing.
And it's a developing mechanism, and you could build resilience for the future.
Strengthen your presentation skills for the next time.
Yeah. Another way of reframing is to think, well, it's more normal than you'd think. Because even seasoned performers, try and think of someone now who is really seasoned performers, they forget their words. So if you've ever been to a concert and the singer puts their microphone out to the audience, there's a good chance that they've forgotten the lyrics. It happens. You read the autobiographies of some of the famous songs.
Yeah, and a lot of audiences know more lyrics than the actual singer.
So it's fine, it's common, it's not that common, but it does happen. That would be my go-to thing. What we often find is that once you actually list out your concerns, you find that there aren't as many as you assumed there would be when that thing was in your head. Like, it's awful, this is terrible, I'm really worried about it. But when you come to write it down, you can only think of 4 or 5 things that might go wrong. And that's a good start. There's another. We had something on here. What do you think about mindfulness in Scrum?
That from yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to give us a bit more context?
Yeah, there's so much healthy coaches at the moment on the way.
Yeah.
And how does it work with Scrum? And I think we have to also go into the direction of healthiness of the team. And,
So, for me, I think there's an element of actually defining what mindfulness is. So it's quite a broad term. A lot of people, when they hear mindfulness, just think meditation, but it's more. And for me, if I take a look at it, I think it's being mindful about what you do and what you think. For me, that's how I would being conscious about what's going on for you, not being on autopilot and letting your subconscious rule. That's what it is for me. Would you have a different definition?
Yeah, knowing your strengths and your weaknesses and how to handle with it.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important to teach this in Scrum.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think a good Scrum Master is actually probably doing a lot, even without realising it, is probably doing a lot of mindfulness exercise with their team, hopefully, without realising it.
Yeah.
Just the stuff like giving downtime, kind of switching off devices, kind of being in the moment and getting outdoors, just things like that will actually improve your kind of general well-being.
I think there's a fundamental thing here, which is, for me, agile teams are operating in complex domains with lots of unknowns, lots of change, and lots of pressure. And they don't have the answers to a lot of the questions that they're facing. They need to collaborate. They have dependencies upon other people. And all of that stuff increases anxiety. We always used to sort of joke about there's nowhere to hide in a Scrum team, because historically, Paul and I, we projects, Paul's older than me, projects that were 2.5 years on average, and you wouldn't actually deliver until the end of the project.
Can you imagine that being 2.5 years older when you delivered it than when you started?
Being up some of those.
Quite often it would be a failure. You'd spend 2.5 years failing and not know. Well, you wouldn't, but you wouldn't really know. And now, if things are going wrong, you know within a couple of weeks things are off track. So the pressure and the spotlight is on continually. And one of the agile principles, probably the most important agile principles, is around sustainable pace. And that's a physical thing, but also a mental thing. And so being aware of what's going on for you, how you're acting, I think is essential for a sustainable pace. Because even successful teams can burn out mentally.
Okay, and you are also, as a Scrum Master, you have to take care of the mental health of everyone of the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yourself included.
Yeah.
Well, I always used to say, fit your own life mask, fit your own, what's it called? Mask before you help others, right? As they say,
Gas mask.
on the aeroplane. Fit your own
On the
oxygen
plane.
mask, that's it. Fit your own oxygen mask before you help anybody else. Because if you can't save yourself, you can't save anyone. And that is a role, but also from the Scrum Master. And this was kind of something that was coming up in our conversations today, right? As a Scrum Master, yes, my instinct is to help, and it's a good instinct. But ultimately, my aim is to give the team the tools to help themselves, right? So this awareness of what it is and how it can help them.
And often spotting it, isn't it, before it. And if you don't feel equipped to deal with it, that's fine. But just establishing, can you recognise that something isn't right or something isn't normal?
So fixing problems for the team and empowering the team are completely different things, even though it's the same kind of line.
I don't know how to get the chat back.
So we've got a couple of minutes left. If we've got one more question for anyone that wants to fire one in. I'm sure I just read one here somewhere.
There was another one. If we could wave a magic wand and change one misconception of Agile and Scrum, what would it be? I'm going to give you a magic wand for what we're going to do with it.
Change one misconception.
Yeah.
Is that I think it's not just about turning the wheel quicker. If that makes sense.
Doing more for less.
Yeah, just that people see it as a way to get more stuff done faster. I know that's a bit of an old cliche, but I think it's
It still hangs around.
Yes.
One of our live audience is jumping up and down, asking to put their point of view for us. So we're going to invite them to say, so what do you think, Wayne? What's your number one misconception?
I think the number one misconception for me is Agile won't solve your problems. It will highlight them.
So the misconception is that Agile will solve your problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, it highlights them.
Yeah. Ken Schrader used to say, Scrum's like your mother-in-law. I don't think my mother-in-law's listening. She may well be. But my mother-in-law is pretty good, actually, to be fair. But Ken Schrader would say your mother-in-law will come around, never really help with anything, but she'll point out your faults. And Scrum's like that because it highlights that. I think that is the beauty of it, really. But how do you get people to sign up for that? Got to be a bit masochistic, right?
I think the thing I'd like to change is also is the belief that everything is the problems are much more simple than they look. It's like what we were talking about the other day, that experimentation is we haven't got time to experiment. We've just got to get it done.
Yeah.
But we don't know what we're getting done yet. That's a big one for me.
Which is nice.
What have you got?
It's a mixture of a Vice beer and an IPA. It's nice. Cheers, man.
I think we need to
ripping you off for those books.
close down.
Yeah?
Because we've done 30 minutes. That's all we're going to give them. Always leave them wanting more, Jack. But we'll be interested to see how. So Twitter, what's that one?
That's Instagram, and I think Facebook as well.
Facebook.
I think.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And that's YouTube.
As to which one worked best. So thank you very much.
All right. Cheers, everyone. Cheers, Alistair.
Thank you for the questions. I hope you've enjoyed it. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
See you all again soon. Bye bye for now. Oh, round of applause.
I don't know how